Hi everybody, welcome to the Knitting Turnpike. Today we're going to be doing the stitch tutorial for March 2024, the month of March. The stitches for the Japanese sampler blanket for 2024. This is the pattern by Toni L. Lorenz. Each month we are getting a clue, a new square for our blanket. At the end of the year we'll have 12 squares that we will seam. There's going to be 4 squares in a row, 3 rows of 4 that we will be seaming at the very end into a beautiful blanket. This is the stitch tutorial for March. A lot of these stitches have been shown already for January and February, but I am putting all of the stitches for each month together in its own video so that it's easy for you to find in case you need a refresher, or if you may be new to knitting and or being adventurous in knitting this pattern. I do think this pattern is probably more of an advanced pattern for knitters because it is a charted only pattern. However, it is not impossible. If you are new to knitting, you can take your time. You have the whole month to knit this, and you can write out each one of the stitches. There's 88 rows each month, and write out the stitches for each stitch and knit it up, and you have the whole month, and then at the end of the month you'll have your square and be ready for the next month's square. So for this month, I will pop in a picture here. Here's a spoiler for this month. This is what it looks like. It is another beautiful cabled square. She is doing a lacy version. If you are not in, if you're more into the lace and not the cables, she converted each one of these patterns into a lacy version, which looks very similar to the cabled version. So if that is more your thing, then you can do that as well. You get both patterns for this one price, which is amazing for Toni. Now for this month, she wanted me to mention there was an error. So there is errata for this month. There was a no stitch missing in the chart. She has added the correction to the pattern in the header for the header in the thread in her Knitting in the Loft, which is her group and Ravelry. I'll put a picture here. I'll put a link down below where you can access that. Just wanted me to bring this to your attention since I am also sharing how to do the stitches here. So if you are knitting this, make sure to go look at that errata and make sure you understand what you do. So make sure to take a look at that and make sure you get that error before you start knitting the square up. And again, that is in the Knitting in the Loft thread in the pattern page in Ravelry. I will link it down below and also show you a picture here as I'm talking about this. We're going to be doing the stitches for the Japanese sampler scarf for March of 2024. A lot of these are ones we've seen before, but I like to put them all in the same video for each month just so that you don't have to go back and look for them, just in case you're looking for one. I will try to timestamp these. First one is just a simple knit stitch, very easy. Insert your right hand needle into the first stitch onto your left hand needle, wrap your yarn around that right hand needle, pull it through. Doing a knit stitch on the if you're looking at your chart on the wrong side, it is a purl stitch. You bring your working yarn to the front, insert your right hand needle into the front leg of the next stitch, wrap your yarn around that right hand needle and pull it through. That's your purl stitch. It makes a purl bump in front of your stitch. Knit and purl. To do the edge stitch for this project, you have your working yarn in front, you insert your right hand needle into your stitch as if to purl it, slip it purlwise, take your working yarn to the back, you're just reorienting it, then slip it back purlwise to your left hand needle, and then knit the stitch. And that's how you do the edge stitches. It makes the edge stick out a little bit so that you can seam these panels together much easier later on. Next stitch is knit through the back loop. So you have your front loop and your back loop. You insert your right hand needle through the back leg of the next stitch and just wrap your yarn around and pull it through. That is knit through the back loop. Again, insert your right hand needle through the back leg of the next stitch on your left hand needle, wrap your yarn around, pull it through. The other alternate is purl through the back loop. You're going to bring your working yarn to the front because you're purling again through the back loop. So insert your right hand needle through the back leg of that next stitch on your left hand needle, wrap your yarn around, pull it through. That's purl through the back loop. Yarn is to the front, working yarn is to the front. Insert your right hand needle through the back leg, wrap your yarn around it, pull it through. That is purl through the back loop. The next stitch is a knit two together. It's going to involve the next two stitches on your left hand needle. Insert your right hand needle through the next two stitches on your left hand needle for a knit two together. Wrap your yarn around, pull it through. Again, next two stitches on your left hand needle are knit together into one, like that. Knit two together. Okay, the next stitch is a make one stitch. You're going to be increasing your stitch count by 1. It's going to involve using the working legs between the next two stitches on your needle, between the stitch on your right hand needle and the stitch on your left hand needle. It's going to involve this leg right here. You're going to take your right hand needle, pick it up from back to front, place it on your left hand needle, and knit it through the back loop. And it's going to lean to the left a little bit, like right in there. To make one, if you make a mistake and you didn't do it, it's really easy to do. You just undo it like that. Again, you take that leg between the two stitches on your needle. You knit it through the part that is the shortest. As you can see, it's shortest in the back. And that way you will not have a hole in it. Sorry, I turned my light off. I'm having trouble seeing. Okay, there we go. That's a make one stitch. Alright, I've shown this next one before. This is a 1B, 1F cable stitch. It involves 2 stitches. There's a couple ways to do it. You can do it with a cable needle, or you can do it with that one, or this is just a DPN. If you do want to do it with a DPN, 1B, 1F, the B means you're going to take it to the back. It's going to be a right leaning cable. So you put your first stitch on your left hand needle on your cable needle or DPN, hold it to the back, knit the next stitch on your left hand needle, and then knit the stitch off your cable needle or DPN. And again, that's a right leaning cable. It looks like that. You can see how it does lean to the right. There is another way to do this. You can do this without a cable needle. You can bring this to the back. I know I make Toni nervous when I do this, but I was trying to do it the way she told me to do it, and I had a hard time with it. So I just hold on to it and just reorient these. And then once you get that first stitch behind the second stitch, you just knit them both. 1B, 1F. And they look the same. You can see. Side by side, they look the same. The next stitch is the 1F, 1B. It's kind of the opposite of the one we just did. You're going to take the next stitch on your left hand needle, put it on your cable needle or DPN, hold it to the front. It's going to be a left leaning cable because you're holding it to the front. You'll knit the next stitch off your left hand needle and then knit the stitch off of your cable needle. Looks like that, left leaning cable. If you don't want to do a DPN, you can always just pinch it, hold it to the front, reorient your stitches. So hold that to the front and then put that back onto your left needle, and then see how that's positioned to the front, and then just knit both of the stitches. 1F, 1B, cable, stitch. Left leaning cable involving 2 stitches looks like that. That was with the DPN, that was without the DPN. Alright, the next stitch is the cable, 1B, P, 1F. And this one is a right leaning cable. The hint is the 1B, P. So you're just going to take the next stitch on your left hand needle. Involves 2 stitches. You take that on your cable needle or DPN, hold it to the back. This one's a little bit different. This one you're going to knit the next stitch on your left hand needle, and then you're going to purl the stitch on your cable needle. So you have to bring your working yarn to the front and purl it like that off your cable needle. Again, let's do that again. Take the next stitch on your cable needle, hold it to the back, knit the next stitch off your left hand needle, and then knit the stitch off your cable needle. Now if you don't want to do a cable needle, all you have to do is reorient these. It's no big deal, and then do the manipulations. You know, you're going to take that first stitch to the back, so you can just take it, hold it to the back, get the next stitch off your left hand needle, twist them, reorient them so you have the first stitch in behind the second stitch, slip them back onto your left hand needle. Now you're going to do what you have to do. You have to knit the first stitch and then purl the second stitch. So bring the working yarn to the front, purl it, and that's how you would do it without a cable needle. And they all look the same. I hope that light's not too bright. I'm sorry, I'm having trouble seeing. That's what they all should look like. Alright, the next cable stitch we're going to look at is the 1F, 1BP. The purl stitch is going to be first. 1F, 1BP. You're going to take the next stitch on your left hand needle, put it on your cable needle, hold it to the front. You're going to purl the next stitch on your left hand needle, take your working yarn to the back, then you're going to knit the stitch off your cable needle. It looks like that. Again, you're going to take the next stitch off your left hand needle and put it to the front, purl the next stitch off your left hand needle, and then knit the stitch off your cable needle. If you want to reorient them before you do the knitting and stuff, that's real easy to do as well. Just bring that to the front. So move that first stitch to in front of the second stitch. Now you're ready to purl the first stitch, take your working yarn to the back, knit the second stitch, and there you go. 1F, 1BP cable stitch. Now we just have one more cable stitch to go over. Alright, the last cable stitch we're going to look at is kind of a mouthful. It is the 4F, 4B, KP, KP. It is a left leaning stitch because it starts with the F in the front. You're going to take the next 4 stitches off of your left hand needle, put them on a cable needle, hold them to the front. So you got 4 stitches on your cable needle, hold them to the front. Then you're going to do a little bit of a manipulation. The next 4 stitches you're going to knit, purl off of your left needle. Knit, purl, knit, purl, Now you're going to go, whoops, purl. Now you're going to take those 4 stitches off of your cable needle, and you're just going to knit them. Like this. And that's what it looks like. Definitely you will feel your work shift and lean and move. But that's what it looks like. It's going to be making a nice sharp cable there. All right, let's do that again. See if I have enough stitches over here. Yeah, okay, I have enough to do it again. Really easy, just follow the instructions. All right, you're going to take the next 4 stitches off your left hand needle, put them on a cable needle, hold it to the front. Then you're going to knit, purl the next 4 stitches on your left hand needle. So knit, bring it to the front, purl, knit, purl. Then you're going to go to your cable needle and knit those 4 stitches off your cable needle that you've been holding to the front. Now let's just finish out this row and see what this looks like on my little Franken swatch. So we have 2 of those, and that's what that looks like. You see how sharp it is, making it lean in. Okay, for the lacy cable, or for the lacy square, I've shown you all the stitches already. There's only 2 that I haven't shown you for this month. Or 3, sorry, there's 3. One is a left leaning decrease where 2 stitches become 1. I showed you this last month though. It's a slip slip knit, SSK. You slip the first stitch knitwise, slip the second stitch knitwise, insert your right hand needle through the front leg, knit those 2 stitches together through the back loop. That is a slip slip knit, left leaning cable, 2 stitches become 1. Again, slip the first stitch knitwise, second stitch knitwise, insert your left hand needle through the front of both of those legs and knit it together through the back loop. Slip slip knit, 2 stitches become 1, left leaning decrease. Alright, the opposite of this is a slip slip purl. It is the opposite. You slip the first stitch knitwise, second stitch knitwise, take them back to your left hand needle purlwise so they're reoriented. Then you're going to bring your working yarn to the front, insert your right hand needle through the back leg of both of those stitches and purl them together through the back loop. Slip slip purl. It is the opposite. It is a right leaning decrease that's twisted differently, a slip slip purl. That's how it looks. Again, let's do it again. Going to slip the first stitch knitwise, second stitch knitwise, put them back onto your left hand needle purlwise, insert your right hand needle through the back leg of both of them, wrap your yarn around, pull it through so you're purling them together through the back loop. It looks like that. 2 stitches become 1, right leaning to the right. So slip slip knit, slip slip purl. And the only other one I haven't shown you for this month is yarn over. And I showed you that last month. Basically, when you have a yarn over, you bring your working yarn to the front and bring it over, and then do whatever the next stitch is. You're creating a hole by adding a stitch with your working yarn over. Just bring the yarn forward over your right needle, and then do, if you got to knit the next stitch, you knit the next stitch. And that's what a yarn over looks like. It will have a hole in the knitting like that. Working yarn to the front, bring it over, do whatever the next stitch is supposed to be done for a yarn over. And those are all the those are all the additional stitches for the lacy square that I haven't shown you this month for the other square. If you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to put them down below. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy knitting your square for March. Before I wrap up this video, on a personal note, I just wanted to mention, as you know, I haven't been doing my vlogs. I'm still having a lot of eye trouble. I did see my doctor this week. I still have a lot of swelling in my eyes. I'm not able to see a lot of things very clearly. I'm still taking medicine. So that's why I haven't been doing my vlogs. I have been trying to limit my time on screen. I needed to do this because I promised you guys I would do it. I am also going to do the live show with Judy. The live show probably won't bother me, but doing the video, doing a lot of things on the computer really bothers my eyes. And that light that's behind me right now is bothering me. It causes me to have a lot of flickering lights and flashes of light throughout the rest of the day. So I know you guys have been sending me a lot of emails. I've been limiting my time online. So I have not been on email or Facebook or anything like that. And I'm sorry. I really am just trying to give my eyes a rest, because it is very, it gives me a lot of headaches and things like that. So I hope you understand. I'm not trying to be rude or ignoring you. I just am trying to let my eyes rest and heal. So sending me emails, I haven't looked at all the emails that have been sent to me. And I've also, if I have comments, I've just been trying to heart them and not spend much time answering them, just because it's very detrimental to my healing right now. So I hope you understand. And again, if you put comments on this email, I'll get my husband to probably read them to me and heart them for me, just because that's easier for me right now. Anyway, if you do have a question, though, I'll try to direct him, but I am not as quick lately on that in answering these questions lately. But if you do have a question, please put it down below, and I will try to get to it as quickly as I possibly can. You can also, if you have a question, go to the Knitting in the Loft group in Ravelry. There are a lot of people there that can answer your questions as well. If you have a question about the pattern or something like that, Toni is the one who wrote the pattern. I'm sure she could be happy to answer any questions you may have about the pattern as well. So I hope that helps. I do apologize. Again, I am going to do the slideshow with Judy, and we'll do the live show to wrap up the mail. I apologize I haven't been in the Facebook group in the mail. Again, just trying to limit my time on screen, just because it really bothers my eyes. My doctor is hopeful that the medicine is going to work. It's just going to take a long time. I see him at the beginning of April, end of March, beginning of April again, and still taking the medicine through that time period. It's just going to take some time to get the swelling down in my eyes. So that's where I am. Maybe I'll try to do a vlog by the end of the month. I do have some things to show you. I have been knitting. Knitting is okay. It is not easy. I do drop a lot of stitches. I do have some things I want to share with you. I may just do kind of like a live show setting where I don't have to edit it. Editing the video after I film it is really hard for me to sit there and look at my computer for a whole day while I'm editing it. So if I can figure out how to do this update without much editing, and it just goes right up to YouTube, I'll see if I can do that, because there are some things I want to share with you that's going on and I don't want you to miss out on. So we'll see if I can do that. But I'll have this, I'll have the live show with Judy and the slideshow, I still do have the knit-a-thon. That is no editing. That is more like me knitting, and I probably will have a little bit of a live show for that, but I probably won't be doing the whole 12-hour day live show, even though I will be knitting, just to kind of limit the light that is behind me that does bother my eyes as well. So again, enough about me. I'm sorry to make this so long and personal. I just know a lot of you have sent me comments, and sent me a lot of emails, and I just haven't been able to respond. So I don't want you to worry, and I just kind of give you an update this way, so I don't have to spend a lot of time on my computer answering emails and stuff. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Thank you again for all your well wishes and prayers. I appreciate it. And I just hope and pray you all are doing very well yourselves. Take care of yourselves. I hope that you enjoyed the stitch tutorial. I hope that you're enjoying knitting this project if you are knitting it. I will see you all very, very soon, okay? All right, bye-bye.